Once again, King Vikram walked toward that burning banyan tree to bring Betal back. He lifted Betal onto his shoulder and started walking toward the yogi who was waiting for him in the cremation ground. After walking a short distance, Betal suddenly spoke. Vikram, let me tell you another story. But remember my condition. If you know the answer and still remain silent, your head will shatter into pieces. And if you speak, I will fly back to that same banyan tree. So, listen carefully. The story begins. In the city of Vardhaman, there ruled a king named Roop Sen. One day, a Rajput named Virvar came to his court seeking a job. The king asked him, "What do you require as salary?" Virvar replied calmly, 1,000 dollars of gold every day. Everyone in the court was shocked. The king asked again, "Who all are in your family?" He said, "My wife, my son, and my daughter." Now the king was even more surprised. What could 4 people possibly do with so much wealth? Still, he agreed. From that day onward, every day Virvar would take 1,000 dollars of gold from the treasury and go home. He would divide it into parts. Half he donated to Brahmins. From the remaining, he divided it again. One part he gave to guests, saints, and monks, and with the other he prepared food. First he fed the poor, then his family, and whatever remained he ate. His duty? Every night, armed with sword and shield, he guarded the king's chamber. Whenever the king needed him, even in the middle of the night, Virvar was always present. One midnight, the king heard someone crying from the direction of the cremation ground. He immediately called Virvar. "Go, find out who is crying at this hour and why." Virvar left instantly. When he reached the cremation ground, he saw something strange and terrifying. A woman covered in ornaments from head to toe, sometimes dancing, sometimes jumping, and sometimes beating her chest, crying loudly. But not a single tear fell from her eyes. Virvar asked, "Who are you? Why are you crying?" She replied, "I am Rajlakshmi, the fortune of the kingdom. I weep because sinful deeds are happening in King Vikram's palace, and soon poverty will take over. I will leave and the king will die within a month." Hearing this, Virvar urgently asked, "Is there any way to prevent this?" The woman said, "Yes. 1 yojan to the east, there's a temple of a goddess. If you offer your son's head as a sacrifice there, this disaster can be avoided, and your king shall rule peacefully for 100 years. Virvar returned home, woke up his wife, and told her everything. His son woke up, his daughter too. When the boy heard everything, he smiled and said, "Father, please offer my head. It is your command. It is for my king. And if my body is offered to a goddess, what could be greater than this? Do it quickly." Virvar then asked his wife, "What do you say?" She replied, "A wife's duty is to support her husband." Soon all 4 reached the temple. Virvar folded his hands and said, "O goddess, I offer my son's life. Grant my king a life of 100 years." And then, with one powerful strike, he beheaded his own son. Seeing this, the daughter, unable to bear it, cut off her own head. The mother, devastated, followed them and took her own life. Now alone, Virvar thought, "When my entire family is gone, what is the point of my life?" And he too cut off his own head. When the king came to know of this, he rushed to the temple. Seeing all 4 dead, he was shattered. He thought, "What kind of king am I, for whom 4 innocent lives were sacrificed? This kingdom is a curse." He raised his sword, and just as he was about to kill himself, the goddess appeared. She held his hand and said, "O king, I am pleased with your courage. Ask for any boon." The king said, "If you are truly pleased, bring all 4 of them back to life."
The goddess sprinkled nectar and all four came back to life. Betal then said, "Now tell me, O king, who earned the greatest virtue in this story?" King Vikram replied, "The king himself." Betal asked, "Why?" Vikram said, "It is a servant's duty to give his life for his master, but for a king to be ready to give up his kingdom and his life for a servant, that is far greater." As soon as Vikram spoke, Betal burst into laughter and vanished, returning once again to hang on that same banyan tree. Poor King Vikram ran back, got Betal again, and this time Betal began the fourth story. So, tell me, would you have been able to answer correctly? Pause. Or would your head shatter into pieces? Want to hear the next mysterious story? Then stay connected. If you want to know what happens next, subscribe to the channel Amaro Stories Hindi or Amaro Stories English. Like the video and don't forget to comment. Pause. Would you answer or stay silent? See you in the next terrifying story, Devil.